Hi everyone and welcome to my place. I had such a wonderful holiday investigating the botanical world, investigating the floral arrangements that they did while I was there, and I now want to share my version of East meets West and to replicate and give it the honour and that they need from what I observed when I was there. Now, because of the influences of a lot of people in and out trading in China, a lot of the designs are really East meets West, and a little bit came from here and they pinched a bit from here and they incorporated that into their designs. And this is another one that I saw and it was absolutely beautiful. And it's almost like the Pot-et-Fleurs that I do with the artificial and the real together, and then adding, as the flowers grow off, you just put some new flowers in or you put a plant in. So this really caught my eye and I just absolutely loved it. So the container, you'll notice, is very French, very English looking. A lot of these all through the place, and but most of the ones that I saw were actually beautiful cast iron. Well, I wasn't bringing one of those home because I wasn't allowed. But the branches play a very important role in everything they do. The mossiness of it, the more gnarly it is, the better it is, because it's like bringing nature outside, inside, and capturing those moments to just look at and just enjoy, which I thought was lovely. So the branches, a lot of branches like this, a lot of branches, and they're just a little bit, I think I want to say the designs were, especially this type of design, it was like the inside, bringing the outside inside to enjoy, and the windsweptness of a beautiful branch with just a few buds on it. So what I've done here is I just had a few camellias lying around, so I've just put the artificial onto there, because don't forget I was there in the spring and I'm now home and it's the middle of winter here in Auckland, New Zealand. So just into the container like so. If you wanted to, you could bring in another bit like that, but most of the designs that I saw were a little bit one-sided, but they kind of balanced it out quite easily. I'll put that into there and I'll show you. Now, a lot of their stuff, they use the natural things that are lying around, like they might put a couple of branches in there and that might form a structure in which to hold the flowers. And then if it was still moving, then they would use something like a rock or a stone to just hold that in place. Now, the next thing would be a plant. Now, you could use in here a maidenhair fern if you wanted to. And look, if you just give me one moment, everybody, I can just see a cat outside. Bugger. Sorry about that, but my cats are not allowed outside because they are natural born killers and I don't want them killing the birds, so they have to live inside and they get supervised outside. But anyway, let me just get into this. So you could put whatever plant that you wanted into there. It could even be a little bowl of spring blooms, whatever you wanted. But I just quite like this because I felt that in this basic structure, that when the little red flowers come up, it's going to look really lovely. So the next thing to go in, and as I said, we put the rocks in, and I'm going to put this rock into here. Lot of rocks, I noticed, a lot of rocks. And when I looked into it, I could see that the beautiful balance, you've got this all sweeping aside, and then you've got this beautiful rocky, mossy outcrop on the other side. So it is actually as if you were at the mountains and looking at them, and trust me, I saw it and it was just amazing. And the moss, I've seen a lot of beautiful moss when I was there and I just loved it. So anyway, the next thing to go in is going to be this japonica. Now, I saw the japonica growing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I also met the lady who has been making this for most of her life. And it's just so beautiful. And the detail that she's put into it was, I just had to have them because I knew I wouldn't be able to find it when I got home. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to bring this to be like an outcrop over the other side, so that there's these little moments of red just poking through. I'm going to bring another bit around to here, because you know how I like to have the balance. But when I saw the lady doing this, she just had hers all in just one position. And I do like those little, look at that. See, so it's strong and it's sturdy, and just that on its own looks really lovely. It's not what we're used to seeing, but when I saw it and saw the landscapes, I kind of got where they were going with it. Now, the next thing is to bring in some moss. I have never seen such beautiful moss growing in my entire life. And look at that, that's just, so now we've gone from, it was looking a bit weirdo as I thought at the, when I was looking at these things with this mossy branches over there, and you've got the moss on here in the lichen, and then it's reflected through to this beautiful, like an anchor and resting place into the design. Now, let me bring that into there. So I'll put another piece out to there. And then I'm going to bring this bit around and over to there so that it sort of like is falling out the other side. Now, to cover up the workings, in there I can still see the pot, so nature provided a rock, and when that rock goes into there, that just hides that quite nicely. And then because I've got these beautiful camellias up there, I'm just going to bring little bit of a resting spot down and into there like so. And then can I see any other spaces? Yes, I can. Right, with these mossy balls, I'll just place these and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And then for just a little bit of rest, let's just bring in some lovely little mossy pads for a little bit more green and harmony. That can go over the side there, and then I'm just going to bring that bit there around it and into there, and there we have this beautiful design of, it's simple and elegant and rough and textural all at the same time. And then because I really loved these, look at this here, isn't that just beautiful? I really loved these lovely praying Buddhists, and they were just everywhere. So I just had to buy those two and bring those home, and I just thought that could be quite lovely. Or, no, it's going to fall. So what I'll do is I'm just going to put it down into there, and then that will be a wee surprise as a wee moment of loveliness. So how cool is that? The inside out, outside in approach to floral designing, which really is. And like I could put in some spring bulbs and things into this, and I've just got the static display that just keeps on going. I love that about floral design, especially one that keeps on going. Hope you've enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed sharing it with you, and I look forward to seeing you all again another day.